want to watch you watch me take a selfie.
Don't worry, I'm too concerned with all the other things I have open. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
You can see it says staying consistent?
Yes.
Okay. I want to be able to make it so that I can still see you, but when I share that, I can't see you anymore. And that makes me sad. Let me see if I can just move it up. I have way too much open. There, maybe that will help. Okay. Alrighty. Well, maybe we'll give it like one more second and see if someone jumps on, but for the most part, I don't think people are because this is a bad time for everyone.
Well, I was just like, I can multitask.
Well, yesterday was our anniversary, so when I rescheduled it, I totally forgot about that.
I know watch me. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dive in so that we don't waste people's time. I'm talking about staying consistent today, tips and tricks to stay on the course. And the reason I feel that I am qualified to talk about this subject is because I have seen what happens when you are super consistent, and I've also seen what happens when you're not. So I'm going to start by just simply sharing my story. When I first started coaching, I was so fired up by all of the progress I had made. Coaching never felt like work. It just was something that I felt like compelled to do because I just wanted to help everyone else around me feel like I did. And as after like, I don't know, maybe like a year and a half passed, there hadn't been a program that had come out in a long time that I really felt drawn to. And I was really kind of starting to lose my connection. And it was at that point that I started to do some very detrimental things. First of all, I started to doubt myself. I had gained back a few pounds, and I didn't feel like I was capable of doing this anymore. I also started to doubt the effectiveness of the programs that we were offering because I was having a hard time seeing success. I had a hard time like sharing that with others. So everything became hard. I got in my head before I could even take a step to put up a post. But the most detrimental thing I did was, for a time there, I stopped messaging consistently. And what do I mean by messaging consistently? Like, I would have a day where I might message 10 people, and then I might have 3 days where I didn't message anyone. And then I might have a day where I messaged 5 people, and then 3 more days where I didn't message anyone. And you guys, that is the fastest and easiest way to kill your business. I am so mad at myself that I didn't just simply, instead of getting overwhelmed by like what I had built, overwhelmed by looking at how many follow-ups I had, how easy would it have been for me to just simply pick 10 people a day and just simply do that? Because you see, it would have stayed consistent. Whereas I was just dipping all over the place. And then I got to a point where I would go to message someone and I would feel like, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've talked to this person. I might as well not even do anything. And that was the wrong thing to do. Even if you have like 0 programs or 0 anything to talk to that person about, talk about your personal life. Talk about their personal life. Keep the conversation going so that when something comes out that you think fits them, you still have that relationship. You can still go to that person and say, hey, Morgan, and say, you know, this is what I have. do you feel like it's time? And I feel like with To Be Mindset, that is that thing to get us connecting with all of our previous people, because I don't think there's a single person out there that To Be Mindset can't help. I mean, I personally have been doing it since Monday, and me, who's been stuck in a slump for over a year, I've been like gaining and losing the same 4 pounds forever. Like, I'm finally down. I did the 3-day refresh. Then I started To Be Mindset, and I'm down over 5 pounds, but I'm down just 3.5 pounds this week with To Be Mindset. And that right there tells me, like, okay, if it works for me, who's been stuck for so long, and you guys know I don't have like a ton to lose. It's not easy for me to lose weight anymore. And if I'm losing weight that easily on 2B, think about what this is going to do for everyone else. Like, it is huge. So I think we can really leverage To Be Mindset to help us start really building that momentum in our business again. So you can look at your business 2 different ways. You can first look at the big picture, okay? So some tips on staying consistent in the big picture is to, number 1, keep an eye on your why. Why did you become a coach? What are you working toward? Is it maybe a Success Club trip? Are you trying to earn a photo op? Are you trying to take your family on vacation? Are you trying to leave your job and create a full-time income? Like, what is your big push? And then put it up somewhere so that you are looking at it constantly. You guys, this is something that I stopped doing. I stopped remembering my why. And it was detrimental, like huge. So if you don't have that on your forefront, if you can't just immediately say, this is my why, then you need to go back and revisit that and figure out what it is. The next thing is that you need to like pick your battle. There are a lot of different things in coaching that we can focus on. You need to focus in on one and get really good at that. So maybe it's, posting on social media. Maybe your battle is Instagram right now. Maybe your battle is how to increase participation in your challenge groups. But pick one thing and focus on it. If you're constantly just dipping your toe into every single part of coaching, you're never really going to build up that momentum to get where you need to be. The next thing is to schedule it. You guys, we are all so busy. I know I work at least 2 other jobs in addition to coaching. Most of you work full time. Your business will not get done if you don't sit on Sunday or whatever your day is and put it in your planner that from this time to this time each day, I'm going to sit down and do the things that will move my business forward, i.e. messaging, inviting, posting, okay? And then the next thing is you need to get good at ignoring your feelings, because your feelings are going to come out. Your feelings are going to tell you, oh, you know what? I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't feel like getting on a team call. I don't feel like sitting down and messaging 10 people. I don't feel like it. Yeah, that's going to happen. And you guys, you may have to give up a half an hour of your TV time at night if you work full time. You might have to get up a half an hour earlier or something like that. Or maybe you have like 3 days a week where you work during your lunch. You know, what's it going to be that's going to work for you? And however strong your why is going to be what's fueling that motivation to get it done. I need to meet some people. I want to mute myself. Sorry, there's some background noise and I can't see everybody. If you guys are on, can you try and mute yourself? Because I can't see the the screen because I'm on screen share. I can't see where I can mute people. Okay, it looks like we did. And then the last one is to catch that wagon. Meaning in this business, you can't be all or nothing. You guys, that's what got me in trouble. I was like way too all, and then I was way too nothing. But if I had just found that middle ground and stayed on that middle ground for a long period of time, I would be a lot further than where I am right now. So even if you only have a little bit to give to the business, make sure that you're consistently giving to the business. You can't show up for 1 week and then disappear for 2, and then show up for 1 week, and you can't do that, okay? It has to be a balance. All right, the next thing, whoever just jumped on, can you mute yourself? I can't, for some reason, mute it. All right, so now that was the big picture we were looking at. Now we want to talk about how to stay consistent daily. And you guys, this is where I lost my mojo big time because I stopped doing some of these things. Number one, you need to have a goal for the next 30 days. You need to know exactly when you're running your challenge group, if you're running a free group, when you're running that, and when your team's coach sneak peek is. These are all essential things to help you plan out your month and to help you plan out your posts. If you know what your focus is for the week, you know what you're inviting people to, so that when you sit down to message, you're like, all right, this week I'm focusing on inviting people to my free 2B Mindset info group. That's what you are consistently talking to people about. That is what your posts are going to be about, whether they end with a call to action or not. You're still going to be alluding to this program and how it can help other people, and you know that's your focus. It helps you not give in to all of the squirrels that are around us. The next thing you need to do is to prioritize your non-negotiables, which are basically your vital behaviors. So when each day are you going to get that workout in? Are you going to have your shake? Are you going to do your PD? When are you going to invite? And then when are you going to shout people out? Okay. You need to have that built into your schedule every single day. I use Google Calendar, and basically my calendar sends me notifications during the day that says like, hey, you're supposed to be doing PD right now. Hey, you're supposed to be doing this right now, just to help keep me on track. And then number 3, you guys, this is huge. This was a huge one that I lost. We all have woken up in the morning and been like, dude, I'm in a funk. I don't think I'm going to be able to post on Facebook today. I don't think I'm going to be able to go live. I'm not feeling it. If you wake up like that, your job is to go find some PD to pump you up, okay? Maybe you need to have a dance party, but I don't know. For me, it's finding some no bullshit PD that says, dude, you have goals. You need to show up. You need to make this happen. That's what does it for me. I don't know what will do it for you, but and then you need to make sure that when you're sitting down to work, that you are actually working, okay? We have a tough job because so much of it takes place on social media. There are squirrels everywhere. You cannot waste your time scrolling Facebook, scrolling Instagram, watching everyone under the sun's Insta stories because they just go into the next and the next. You can't do that. Maybe you follow a couple coaches and you watch them strategically to see how they're talking about things. But for the most part, you kind of need to cut yourself off a little bit from all of that because it's going to be the biggest time suck. And all of a sudden you're going to sit there and go, I feel like I was working, but I didn't actually get anything done. So you've got to use your time and know that your time is sacred. I find that setting timers helps me stay on track. If I know, okay, my alarm's going to go off in 15 minutes, I better buckle down and get, X amount of messages done in that time, because once that timer goes off, I'm moving on to something else. And then you need to check your back office daily. Okay. I've talked to so many people that just don't know what's going on in their back office. And that way you can ask questions. There's so much information now available to us that, wasn't available when I first started coaching. We've got all these challenge group guides that do the work for us. We have all of these intro videos that we can be sending to people. Like, hey, I'm doing this great mindset program. So far, it's helped me lose 3.5 pounds. I find the principles really easy to follow. Here's a quick video that shows you a little bit about it. It saves you time, you guys. And isn't that what we're all about? How to make this business work in the least amount of time possible. And then some PD to help pump you up. I find the Chalene Show podcast is really awesome. And she always has like super condensed info that can help you then turn around and do like an Insta story about it or a live video about it. Like, she's super helpful. Rachel Hollis, she wrote Girl Wash Your Face. If you're on this and you haven't read that freaking book, get it now and read the crap out of it. It's amazing. The audio version is amazing too because she actually reads it. But what I discovered the other day is that she has a ton of YouTube videos training us on how to run our businesses on social media. She is an entrepreneur. She has a high school diploma and she has built this empire. And you guys, her information is gold. And she's just so real and normal. I don't know. I freaking love her. So Gary Vee, we remember him from Summit. If you weren't at Summit, go look for some. It's Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Vaynerchuk. He wrote Jab, Jab, Right Hook. And his stuff is just like to the point. I love him. Anything Tony Robbins, you can just Google it. Anything Mel Robbins, she is really awesome. If you're not able to like get up and go, she's got some really great stuff for that. And then Brendan Burchard, he's just a breath of fresh air. I love him. So those are some places to start if you're feeling stuck in terms of PD. And like, all you have to do is find like a 5-minute YouTube video. It's not like you have to take an hour and listen to your PD. You also can take your PD on the go. I listen to mine while I walk the dog. I found that makes me feel like I'm not wasting time. I also listen to it in the car and I listen to it when I clean. So hopefully those can help you. All right. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking so fast. I'm just seriously like so pumped up about all of this. And with 2B Mindset, like it just has me, I don't know, like people say energize makes them crazy. I think maybe drinking my water all the time might make me crazy. Because I have like crazy amounts of energy. It's insane. So, okay, you guys always hear us talking about your power hour. When do you do your power hour? What do you do during your power hour? So here I'm just breaking it down. If you need to take a screenshot of this right now with your phone so that you can refer to it later, do that, or come back and watch this, but it's probably easier to just take a picture now. So, okay, power hour, what? More like 4 hours. Yeah, if you're not staying on task, your power hour can grow into hours and hours and hours. It's interesting. On the days when I have a very packed schedule, I can still get my shit done. But on days when I have nothing to do, interesting, I get nothing done. So setting those timers and staying on task and really respecting your power hour is huge. So while you're working in your power hour, you want to make sure that you're working from a prioritized list. So that means that you're not spending time in your power hour figuring out what you need to do. It has to be like a well-oiled machine. Like, okay, I'm sitting down to do my power hour. I always start with this. Then I do this. Then I do this. Like, that's just the way it needs to be. Like I said before, set your timers so that your power hour doesn't get away from you. You'll be way more aware of your time if you do that. Avoid squirrels, you guys. There's going to be notifications that pop up on your phone. Turn those off if you can. If you're having to do your power hour around your family, do yourself a favor and go into a different room where no one is there. Go into a room where you're not going to like look up and be like, oh crap, I forgot to clean the kitchen. I better go do that really quick. Be in a place where you are not going to be distracted. I'm the queen of squirrels, so I definitely understand all of that. And then one thing that's so important is to be done when you say you're going to be done. Like, okay, my schedule says I can work from 5 to 6. So when that clock strikes 6, you close your computer and walk away. Otherwise, like, this is the type of job that could technically never be done. And if you're not setting yourself guidelines, it will take over your life and you will find yourself overwhelmed and unhappy. Don't go there. So here's just an example of some to-dos that you can do during your power hour. So for the first 10 minutes, you can invite at least 2 people to a challenge group or the coaching opportunity. Now, I said at least 2 people. Inviting 2 people should not take you 10 minutes. So I'm hoping this number will ultimately be bigger. But if you have 0 time, you can then feel good about the fact that you at least invited 2 people, because it's better than the 0 people you were inviting before. I don't recommend having your power hour include your workout and your shake. I feel like those should take place other times. So don't include that in your power hour, but make sure that you're still getting them done every day. Your PD for 10 minutes, that can be during your power hour if you'd like it. But if you can fit that in during a car ride or during a walk or, maybe first thing in the morning, that's the first thing you do. I do recommend that because you do kind of want your power hour to be focused on kind of like your messaging in your groups and stuff. But if you have to have it in your power hour, I did the math and it does work. So, and then let's see. Answer emails and comment back on Facebook posts for 2 minutes. Hopefully you're doing some lead generating posts or some posts that encourage engagement. Maybe you're comparing an outfit. Maybe you posted a recipe and you asked people if they want it. So you have to like send them the recipe. Those all count as you messaging people. It's awesome. Then you spend 10 minutes following up with the people who haven't committed to you yet. Maybe you go into your information group and you look through and say, okay, who in here hasn't pulled the trigger yet? You connect with them. Then for 5 minutes, you jump into that back office, check the coach breaking news, see if you have any new volumes, see if you have any new orders, thank the people that ordered. 5 minutes, okay? It's super fast. Number 7, you do want to do like the national wake up call every week, and we have a team call every Wednesday night. Well, I kind of screwed that up, but most Wednesday nights. That also does not take place during your power hour, but it's also not something that takes place every single day. And the national wake up call should be your PD one of those days anyway. And then the team call can be your PD on that day as well. Number 8, you want to check in and post in your challenge groups. Give yourself 10 minutes to do that. You'd be surprised when you jump into your challenge group on your computer with 10 minutes, how much you can get done. It's pretty cool. I also schedule all of my posts ahead of time at the beginning of the week, so that is a time saver as well. Number 9, call, text, email, encouragement. This takes 5 minutes. Someone on your team, someone in your challenge group, just someone who you know who may be struggling. This one's huge because it will come back to you. And then number 10 is just posting on Facebook throughout the day. That's not necessarily during your power hour, although you may plan a few posts during your power hour. But for the most part, that's just kind of, it can be scheduled ahead of time or it can be sporadic throughout the day. It's up to you. So consistent action creates consistent results. That is the truth. Truthus Rufus. Something that I want to suggest to you is to work smarter, not harder. This means taking advantage of the other coaches in our network. I actually just got off a call with Brandy where we were talking about this. We have decided that we are going to run a team coach sneak peek that will always be there. It will always be where we run our sneak peeks, and anyone on the team can be putting people in there at any time. We will also have a To Be Mindset info group, which will be the place that anyone from the team can put their people if they want to know more about To Be Mindset. We will be posting transformations in there, and then once it's time for a new To Be Mindset group to start, we will use that group to increase motivation and get people to sign up that haven't done it yet. The next thing you want to do is to use those challenge group guides that are in the back office. You guys, they have every single post already written. They have support videos. They have all kinds of things that go with what you're doing. They've already created the wheel for you, so don't go and recreate your own. The next one is to stick to Be Mindset groups if you are really short on time. And why do I say this? Because with a To Be Mindset group, your people already have the resource of the videos to watch. So their percentage of success is already so much higher. And I feel like if you're having a To Be Mindset group, you're not going to have to be holding their hand as much. You maybe will only need to check in with them once a week or once every 2 weeks if you see that they're posting in the group. It's going to take that much off your shoulders. The next one, make Google your bitch, you guys. Like, seriously, if you don't know how to do something in this business, Google it. You will find a million answers. If you listen to Rachel Hollis, she has a high school diploma. That's it. She has gotten everywhere she is because of Google. She was resourceful. She knew how to find the answers. And then the last one is to just simply, when you've done all these other things, ask for help. Ask me, ask Sean, ask Annie, ask your direct upline. Ask 10 people if you need to. Post it in the team page. Do not be afraid to ask a question, because you guys, we were all new coaches at one point. We know what it feels like to be like, dude, I hear people saying this like team cycle bonus. Like, what is that? That's not a stupid question, and we will all be super excited to answer it. So please don't hesitate to ask. It's going to save you time in the long run. So if you want to be taken seriously, be consistent. It's not rocket science, commitment. So hopefully you guys are ready to take these tips and tricks, put them into action. Do not just listen to me today and go, oh, those are good ideas. Take a few things that I said and put them into action today, okay? So, all right, I'm off my soapbox. I hope this training was helpful to you. Please go ahead and share it with your teams so that other people can see it. And I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. Does anybody have any questions? I need to go back to my screen where I can actually see people. Okay, is it just Brandy and Alicia? So, do you have any questions?
No.
No? Okay. All right, guys. Well, hopefully this was helpful, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.